This is stuff I can cut out. This is parts where none of us are talking. This is something.
Shut up. I'm serious right now.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Who Is My Doctor?
Who is my doctor?
Who is indeed. I'm your host, Zach, and I know a lot about Doctor Who.
I'm also your host, Cassie, and I know a satisfactory amount. We could stop doing the podcast today, and I would be okay.
Well, even if we were going to, today is certainly an opportune time, because today we're going to look at the series finale of Series 8. Capaldi's first series finale.
Wow.
And our first two-parter in quite some time.
I know. When you said we were doing that today, I went, oh, man. We haven't had one of those in so long.
Yeah, the last time we had one was The Rebel Flesh and the Almost People was our last two-parter way back in Series 6. We haven't had a two-parter in like 2.5 seasons.
A simple time.
Amy was still a companion back then.
A simple time.
Today, though, we are watching Dark Water and Death in Heaven.
So this is the bad place.
I mean, you're not wrong to go that direction. This is the thing that ties all the themes we've had from the episodes prior together, including the mystery around Missy, who seems to be managing the afterlife.
And the doctor identity crisis.
The Doctor Identity Crisis, Clara and Danny. All the threads from this season come together in this finale. I think it's, I think Moffat does season finales pretty well. He tends to think them through. Mm-hmm. And I think this continues that, where he knew what he wanted to do.
I also think it really helps when you know how you want a story to end.
Yeah.
So that way you can start setting up those pawns very early on.
Yes. I think this is pretty good. I'll see what you think about it, but I have told you Missy manages the afterlife.
Yeah.
Or at least that's the way she's presented herself. And the second episode is called Death in Heaven. So I don't think I am spoiling too much by telling you this two-parter deals with a lot on mortality and has some pretty I don't want to say morbid imagery, but there's some morbid themes.
I was going to say, I literally seek out morbid imagery like it's a hobby.
Yeah, no, I don't say that as like you better be wary, Cassie. I say this because I'm like, Cassie might really like this one.
I mean, it truly depends.
Yeah, it will truly depend.
Because it is something that I have been interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say I've been a goth kid forever, but my favorite book growing up was an illustrated collection of 4 different Edgar Allan Poe stories. I was in like the 4th grade. So to say that I am, my curiosity goes far beyond just it's far beyond casual. It is something that I think about on the daily, and it's very comforting that in today's world, there's a lot more conversation happening around death and mortality. And that's just, I had a conversation today with my boss about what we want to have happen to our bodies when we die. She would like to be turned into biodegradable glitter, which is very, very her. And then she presented the entire playlist that she wants to be playing, one of which is just La Vie Boheme.
Can I tell you, you have strangely hit upon one of the theme. I don't know if it's a theme, but it's certainly a plot point in this episode about
bodies.
What happens to your body after you die?
I mean, ideally, you just kind of get eaten by worms and.
Well, what I mean, what happens to your body after you die in relation to your, I guess, soul
Yeah.
after you die. Like that's a theme that happens in
Woo.
this episode. So you've accidentally struck on it already. So
Well, yeah, because this show canonically doesn't believe in ghosts. So
all ghosts are aliens, or
yeah, all ghosts are aliens or electricity.
or electricity, or beings from another dimension, or
Yeah.
etc. and so forth.
There is no such thing as ghosts. I think in 2 of our favorite shows, they do not believe in ghosts. It's this and Hell of Boss. They canonically, ghosts are not real, which I think is hilarious.
Yes. While you're already on such a hot streak, get mining into the themes of the episode, why don't we get to the Cassie Profassi a little bit here?
Okay.
And I think you saw firsthand I was really struggling coming up with.
You fell asleep trying to come up with.
Like, I was just staring at my notes, trying so hard to be like, what can I ask that isn't going to be a fucking spoiler? Because there's a lot happens in these episodes, and I really don't want to spoil too much of the experience for you. But I really, because there's a real part of it that was tempted to just be like, tell me who Missy is, and if you're right, I will give you 50 points.
That was an option?
But I don't want to spoil it for you. But it was. I mean, I could make
You
it.
could also say,
I
you
can
know
make
what,
it.
Cass? This is a freebie. You get one. You don't have to answer anything because I want you to be surprised. Therefore, you get 2 free points just for being here and being pretty.
I considered that too, to be honest with you. I really did. I really considered being like, I'm just going to give you points for these episodes because I don't want to spoil it. I did eventually mine on some stuff, but since you sound so excited.
No, I don't want to answer the hard question.
Do you? I mean, I'm telling you, I will give you like 50 points if you want to take a crack at who Missy is.
No, I absolutely don't. I don't care about that bitch.
Can I tell you something really funny?
You knew that was going to be your answer.
Travis reached out to me during this season.
Shout out to Travis.
Patron and fan and I don't know, friendly acquaintance and art maker Travis Aiken.
Yeah,
reached out
our resident pod artist and podcast recommender.
He reached out to me, and he and I both agree that we think you're going to actually end up really liking Missy.
Oh, I highly doubt that.
So we'll I mean, obviously we will see. We're not.
Oh, I highly doubt that.
But we'll see what happens. But for now, because I didn't want to make that.
I don't like agreeing, especially when I'm agreeing with men. I've been working on my deadly. Is it good?
Don't make me agree with a man.
Oh, no. I'm working on it.
However, my first question, it is still related to Missy.
Okay.
I don't think it's too big a spoiler to say that when Missy first introduces herself, she is not entirely honest about who she is.
Yeah.
So when the Doctor first meets Missy, she pretends to be someone she isn't.
Uh-huh.
Does she pretend to be A, a robot,
Uh-huh.
B, an older Clara,
Uh-huh.
or C, just an innocent bystander?
Uh-huh. Okay, neither of those were the answer I was cooking up, so you said she's not honest with the Doctor?
Yeah, so none of these are true, but this is how she presents herself to the Doctor upon first meeting it.
What was the first one?
A robot?
A robot, an older Clara, or an innocent bystander.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask where Clara is?
Clara is with the Doctor at the time.
Clara is with the Doctor. Okay.
Yeah, they're not separated.
Okay. Because robot is a very Doctor Who-y answer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tempted to say that. But
I'm the Missy Bot 5000.
But because of how, stinky she's been, I also can very much see her being like, oh, I don't know where we are.
Thank you for saving me.
Oh, thank you so much. Which I think is a little bit more manipulative for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with innocent bystander.
All right, innocent bystander it is. And then, again, keep in mind, I was really struggling to come up with Profassi questions for this episode. This does end up being an important plot point, but knowing that the answer is between 1 and 10, how many TARDIS keys does the Doctor keep hidden around the console room?
Oh my God. What?
What has the Doctor got in his living room pockets? And how many of them are keys?
The answer is 1. It's between 1 and 10.
1 and 10, yeah.
Why do I get the feeling that it's like a half number?
It is a whole number.
Okay.
I'm not
So I was
pulling a
like,
trigger.
that could be really silly too if it's like it's 9.5. He wanted to make 10, but he stopped halfway through 1.
Like you find out one of his teeth is part of a key.
Yeah.
No, it is a whole number.
Is it a number I like?
That's a difficult question to answer.
No, because I have very particular numbers that I really, really
What are
like.
the-
And some.
let me ask you then, what are the numbers you like?
Okay, I love the number 5.
Okay.
7 is fine. 8's pretty chill. 9 pisses me off.
That's why 7 ate it.
And like 4 is okay too.
Okay. It was one of the numbers you just mentioned.
So 4, 5. Did I say 7?
You did say 7. You said
Okay.
4, 5, 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Well,
So you finished a solid 50-50 here.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay.
You cut them in half. You didn't give yourself a 50-50. You got a 20% chance now as opposed to a 10.
Yeah. 6 can get fucking wrecked. Hate 6.
And the number it shall be 3.
8 is green specifically. If you really want to look at my psychology. 5 is purple because purple is also my favorite color. So like 4, I really like whenever if you're at an amusement park of any kind,
Mm-hmm.
because that's way easier to then seat because typically rows will either be in 4 or in 2s.
Very practical the way you appreciate the number 4.
Well, because also I really like 25, and 25 is just, 4 groupings of 25 equals 100, which I find really fun and interesting. I wish I hadn't said so many numbers.
Well, if you had just said 1, you would have been giving me an answer. So it would have been really funny if you had like talked yourself into naming all 10. And you'd be like, yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, I love 1 and 2 and 3. Admittedly,
Quattro, cinco.
I also do really like 3, but like I always forget that 3 exists.
Well, 3 is a magic number, and that's why it disappears.
Trying to imagine what the doctor would sound like saying the number.
And also to give you an idea, he's hidden these in like some of the books around the bookshelves, in like cabinets.
Because I could also see him planning to make 10, but like getting distracted. So there is 9 keys.
Mm-hmm.
It's either 7 or 9, I think.
I'm thinking it real hard at you, so if you can't read my mind, that's on you.
I almost barfed, so I wasn't paying attention.
Maybe you ate 9.
Hey, it was covered in cheese. What did you want?
That's me beating it to you.
I know, well, we haven't really been twin braining often.
We have not. No, we've been really desynced.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, just in a... We can't finish each other's...
Soda pops?
Exactly.
7. I'm going with 7.
All right.
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7.
I'm immediately
it is.
wrong. I know, but if I don't make a decision, we'll just be sitting here.
I'll just be sitting here all day. I will also say that I have once again been really bad about the Cassie's favorite moments episode in the episodes, like my personal guesses. So I was sure to write one down for this episode. We will find out if I am correct. So I guess we will find out together if Missy pretends to be an innocent bystander because she's been a little stinky.
Yeah, she has real stinky boy behavior.
And we'll find out if the doctor keeps 7 TARDIS keys just hidden around the TARDIS room. We'll find out together as we watch the first part of this 2-part season finale, Dark Water.
Do you know what else I call dark water?
What's that?
My coffee.
Tea.
Tea.
Melted ice cream.
Plum juice.
Apple juice.
The apple juice should not be dark, dude. If your apple juice is dark, you better
If it's like fresh pressed,
call a scientist. It's not dark.
it's brown.
Yeah, that's still a light color. Prune juice, that shit's black. It might as well be ink.
Grape juice.
Grapey juice, see, now that is dark. And it's water.
Swamp water.
Lush bath bomb water.
This is a stupid bit.
You started
No,
it.
you started it. You said it was coffee. Don't you gaslight me.
No, you yes-anded it. Therefore, you started the bit. I was saying a fact. A truth.
It wasn't a bit until you yes-anded.
Yeah.
Today's episode of Who Is My Doctor is brought to you by Oops All Soups.
Hey there, friend. Are you looking for a place to sit down and enjoy a nice bowl of broth?
A place where you can drink a tomato or sip on a pumpkin.
Then come on down to the newest fine dining experience that's taking the country by storm.
We've got all kinds of soups, like
Chicken noodle soup,
chicken tortilla soup,
tomato soup,
tomato bisque,
lobster bisque,
clam chowder,
cream of mushroom soup,
cream of celery soup,
minestrone,
cream of cream soup,
white bean soup,
black bean soup,
escarole tortellini soup,
green bean soup,
wonton soup,
red bean soup,
cheese soup,
and we are back from Darkwater.
evil Gatorade. What I like to call Powerade.
Gatorade, made with real gator.
Gatorade, full sugar, so it's actually super bad for you.
We don't need to do a whole breakdown. We'll do that with the follow-up,
No.
but I feel like we got to talk about the elephant in the room here a little bit.
There's an elephant.
That you figured out, you learned that Missy is short for the mistress
What is true for the master?
because she couldn't keep going by the master anymore.
Yeah, and she's fucking deranged Mary Poppins. They did that on purpose.
Scary Poppins.
Yes. Everything about her. Because I went, that's pretty Poppinsy. And the cameo. And the suit jacket. They're leaning into the Mary Poppins Time Lord theory. And I can't be mad at them.
Yeah, I also think her outfit is mildly evocative of Eleven's purple outfit too, because they have
Okay, dude.
very similar textures and colors.
No, that's full Poppins.
It's definitely Poppins. Like, don't get me wrong. I think they put the two things together. I think they took Poppins and the Doctor and put them together.
No, it's all Poppins.
It's all Poppins.
It's full Poppins,
It's Poppins
Zach.
off.
It's Poppins out the wazoo over here.
But yeah, this is Michelle Gomez and her take on the Master. That was one of the things I had to block you from seeing at the Doctor Who exhibit that we went to. Is they call it Missy's umbrella, and then they tell you in the description that it's the Master.
Oh, okay.
And I went, you can't read that, especially because we're coming to that reveal soon.
Yeah, every single word you just said, I was distracted by trying to find a decent picture of Mary Poppins' outfit. What are we doing?
Just
Who are we? Where are we?
I was going to say that Travis and I both really like
Yes.
Missy's interpretation of the Master. I will tell you that
I do like that it carries through that the Master is just a fucking little psychopath.
Yep. You haven't even gotten to the crazier part yet. Like, they let her hold back just a little bit, so now that it's revealed, she could go full wild next episode. But
Whatever happened to the degree of class by Delgado?
I will say, we watched Delgado's first episode. By his fourth, he's trying to summon the devil. So, and I think Missy has an air of class about her. She walks around very prim and proper, and
She's wearing a Mary Poppins cosplay.
wears
but
Mary
okay.
Poppins costume, and her method of greeting is just to viciously make out with the Doctor. Tongue
That
included.
means, okay, stop. That means that for years the Master went, I could bed that. And then now in this new form, she's going, oh my God, I'm going to fuck with him now. I have the ability.
The parts are here.
Yep.
Yeah, I like they continue the grand tradition of not explaining at all how the Master is here.
Nope. Why should they?
Yeah.
You know?
Why break tradition now? I like, if you go back to the first time we see her, she introduces herself as the Doctor's girlfriend, which certainly seems to imply the way she views her relationship with the Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
In this episode, she also says 2 hearts, both of them yours.
Like the Master and the Doctor, if we're doing Rule 34,
Oh, I'm certain there's. I've
there
never.
has to be.
I have never braved the depths, but I'm sure that there is loads of fan fiction.
Oh, I know a guy.
Especially because Michelle Gomez is also Scottish. So Capaldi and Michelle Gomez just work together in that way.
They're both from the same network.
Yeah, but I love this because especially going back and knowing that information, when you go back and watch her, there is this like, I'm a crazy person barely keeping it down about her.
Yeah. I'm a crazy person who's masking so good right now.
Masking just good enough.
Mm-hmm. So people go, you're a little strange.
What? No.
They haven't the foggiest.
Knowing that you were so iffy about Missy, does that twist feel good or bad to you, or could you may need to see how it goes?
I think I need to percolate on it.
Right.
I don't want to. I refuse to give you an answer. Right. I refuse to give you or Travis an answer.
I mean, it might be better to see her now that she has been allowed to come out of her cocoon, as it were.
Yeah.
To see her be the Master a bit. I think it's really fun that before we had our first female incarnation of the Doctor, we got our first female incarnation of the Master.
Yeah.
Just because it really set up like that idea of
like, oh, Time Lords can
change gender in the
well, because especially if you like with the introduction of Capaldi, oh, Time Lords can change their country of origin. They can change their race,
their nationality,
and now, oh, they can change their sexes.
Yeah.
What else can they change?
Yeah, it really sort of let it open up to more possibilities in a way that I think made it easier for some people that might not have been as open, more of an on-ramp.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially since the Master has come and gone and is just... The Master is the one cockroach that we get in the house that no matter how many times we attempt to kill it or yeet it outside, it still comes back. I know it's not the same fucker every year, but good God, does it feel like it?
Well, we've also seen the Master be a whole lot of different shapes. Back in the TV movie, we saw him be what appeared to be like a phlegm snake that choked Eric Roberts slithering his way down. We didn't see, we and I haven't watched it together yet, but in some of the classic series, there's a part where the Master is trying to give himself more regenerations and winds up just like a burnt corpse.
No thanks. I'm trying to cut back. That's a subtle reference.
And I think the other thing I want to talk about before we get back to the next episode, talk about the whole picture, is the reveal of the skeletons and chairs being Cybermen. Mm-hmm. I think that was a pretty clever way that they set these things up.
I'll allow it.
Because they tell you, like...
Because we haven't seen Cybermen in a minute, and it's like, yeah, what's the scariest fucking thing you could put in there? Not an alien, but yeah, we'll put Cybermen. I would be shocked if if the water drained and it was a full Dalek. How'd that get in there?
Just playing around inside the skeleton.
Yeah.
No, I like they tell you like all the steps there, and they sort of like feed you little clues of like the water only lets you see organic material. They're all in a supportive exoskeleton, which is a euphemism for the Cybermen.
Oh my God, they did tell you, didn't they?
Yeah. And then one thing I hadn't noticed until just this watch through with you now, I watched this a few hours ago to like prepare these notes, and I didn't notice until literally now that the 3W symbol for the company is the same shape as the Cyberman's eye.
WD-40. That's what I've been thinking about this whole time.
Something all the Cybermen need from the sound of their heavy footsteps.
Oh my God, and their feminine hips. These guys look specifically so much like they are just men in suits.
Like their snatched waists.
Oh my God, they're so cunty. But 3W is also the brand of tape, yeah? Or am I making that up?
I think it's 3M is the brand of tape.
Okay. So kind of a W, but not.
It's upside down.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I like a lot of what's going on here. I think this is a very interesting setup, and I think the reveals were done well. A lot of it will depend. I mean, obviously, in all things, I think the twists are as much about setting them up as they are paying them off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we've gotten all the setup here. We've got the twists happened. They actually, when they did that reveal, because they filmed outside St. Paul's Cathedral.
They got permission to release a bunch of Cybermen coming out of the cathedral?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, that is actually at St. Paul's. But to keep the secret, they didn't actually say those lines in camera. They ADR'd all of them.
Which ones?
Where she reveals that she's the master.
Ah.
Yeah, all of those had to be like basically mouthed and then ADR'd in post.
Fun.
To make it work, because they didn't want to let the secret out, because they're filming in a public space.
Yeah.
People who were just close enough would have been able to hear them, and they didn't want that to get out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think they did really well. Michelle Gomez as the master is really fun to watch.
What else is she in?
I don't actually know anything off the top of my head. I can find out for you.
Yeah, well, because you're speaking about her as if you are familiar with other works, and
well, I just really like her take on the master. To be honest with you, I will be upfront and tell you this is not the only time she shows up. She has a
okay.
Yeah, so she has a little stint as the master. She is not a one and done. Yeah, I don't recognize anything else that she's been in, but I love her take on the master. I think she's a very interesting performer, and she plays the psychotic elements of the master very well. Like, she'll describe it in the next episode as being bananas. And she captures that very well in a way that I find very interesting, and I expect you will like it. I don't want to dwell too long when we get to the next episode. So let's get to Cassie Profassi Part 2.
Yeah.
Because another reason why I was struck. I should also, before I get to that, I guess I should also say I have my guess for Cassie's favorite moment this episode. When Missy greets the doctor. But specifically the 3 little kisses she gives him on his nose.
No, I'll tell you, my favorite thing was actually the visual of the wide shot, and you see we'll call them the skeleton fish tanks. Mm-hmm. That's metal as hell. That's so scary.
That's surprising. I actually had like a short list of options, and I picked that one, and that wasn't on my list at all.
No, there's something very captivating to me about, because I had pondered like, oh, what if like these are the bodies of people that have been like drowned, and so now they're like in the afterlife, they are preserved in these fish tank mausoleums because they were drowned. And that wasn't the case, but I was like, there is something about the concept of the afterlife / purgatory, whatever word you want to use for it, being a bureaucracy that just makes me laugh so hard. Because they've done it here now. Beetlejuice did it. Mm-hmm. And it's so silly to me. Even in Hell of a Boss, it's kind of bureaucratic and
yeah, there's business elements to it.
Yeah, it's just so fucking silly to me. What's your worst nightmare? Oh, being stuck in business. Where do you want to go when you die? Probably an office.
All right, well, no points for me then. You got 1 point for this one. Surprisingly, not for the one you expected. You actually got correct. There were 7 TARDIS keys.
I did say though that she would be. She has stinky boy behavior, and that she would ham it up, play it up, whatever choice.
Yeah.
Innocent bystander is a much more interesting choice, I think, than.
Yeah, I think in a different scenario.
Cyborg.
I think in a different scenario that would definitely play out.
So I understand my reasoning. I'm upset I didn't get it right, but I still stand by my reasoning.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with the reasoning. But we have 2 more questions for another episode here.
Okay.
One of these I think is more fun but less fair. So I'll start with that one.
Okay.
In this episode, Missy sings an 80s song reminiscent of her own name. Can you guess what that 80s song is, Cassie?
I fucking hate you. You know, I've never heard a single 80s song ever.
Everyone knows the 80s was a very minimal time for music.
Yeah, nobody liked the 80s. No, because whenever I think Missy Elliott, and I'm like, that's not 80s.
You're just picturing her singing,
DJ.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
Pick up your phone on the request line. Yeah, no.
No, it is not Missy Elliott. This is specifically 80s. And I'll tell you, it's not explicitly Missy. The title of the song sounds like Missy.
No, that's even harder.
She reworks the lyrics to be about herself.
That's so hard. For those of you who don't know, that's like the only era of music that I actually listen to often. So this question fucking sucks. Okay. Is it a song that I like would know?
I can't imagine you wouldn't know it.
God damn it.
I will tell you, it is a one-hit wonder song.
Oh no. Okay. Do I get any other clues?
I will answer some questions for you. I don't know that I can give you direct clues, but if you have questions about it, I will try.
In the music video, what are they wearing?
Can
you answer that, or is that
I feel like that as soon as I tell you, you would know it. So
okay, that answer does help me.
Okay, I'll say that then. I can't give you the specific, but it is specific enough that you would know it from me telling you.
I know it's not 80s, but I also really like the idea of I'm blue, dabu dee dabu die.
Missy, I am Missy. The master is Missy, now I'm Missy. Yo, listen up, here's the story about a master that died in a time war.
Oh, okay, it's between two.
Okay.
It's either Come On Eileen or Mickey.
Okay. Come on, Missy.
Yeah. Oh, Missy, you're so fine. It has to be It has to be Mickey.
All right, so Cassie predicts that Missy sings a parody of Mickey called Missy.
The Tony Basil version specifically, because that is a cover, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a cover of a song called Kitty.
Oh, Missy, you're so fine. You're so fine. Yeah, it has to be.
So here's the thing. Can I tell you something?
Oh, Kitty, you're so fine. And no reaction. Bailey, for once in her whole life, is being so docile and good while we're recording.
That's also the reason it's Kitty is why a lot of the lines in Mickey feel weird.
Oh, Kitty, you're so pretty, you don't understand.
Yeah. Oh, Kitty, what a pity you don't. Yeah. It's like that's why pity and pretty and all these things rhyme with Kitty, but not Mickey.
Yeah.
Anyway, another question. I think this one is much easier than the broad spectrum I just gave you, but I'm curious to see what your thought process is going to be here. During an alien invasion, such as the Cybermen showing up right now, there is an international agreement to have a unified president of Earth.
Is it Richard Nixon's head in a jar?
Is that person...
With Vice President Agnew? Howdy-roo!
Is that person A, the Doctor, B, Kate Stewart, head of unit?
Yeah, or Richard Nixon's floating head in a jar.
Or C, U.S. President Barack Obama.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Specifically by that, I mean, because he is the president of the U.S. in 2014, he is the select president of Earth.
I'm sorry. I'm still laughing at president of the world and my...
It's just a Cyberman, but instead of like the Cyberman head, it's just Nixon's head in a jar.
I fucking love that show so much. Okay. I love the idea of Barack Obama being that person. I think it's Unit.
You think it's Kate Stewart?
I think it's Kate
Stewart.
Unless you think it's something different.
I gave you three options. It's the Doctor, Kate Stewart, or Barack Obama.
I think the Doctor wants to be the person.
You think the Doctor wants it, but Kate gets it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that means that Cassie's predictions for this episode are that Missy sings a parody version of Mickey by Tony Basil.
That has to be right.
Mm-hmm. And that during an alien invasion, Kate Stewart, senior officer of unit, becomes president of Earth. And we will find out if she is right as we watch Death in Heaven.
I know gazpacho is a cold soup. Is a smoothie a soup?
I don't think so, but like it's cereal. Cereal's a soup, right?
But it's blended like you would blend a butternut squash soup. But it's cold though. Anything with fruit, then does that count as a soup? Because I've never seen somebody add strawberries to a soup, but I have seen a watermelon gazpacho.
Oh no, is porridge oatmeal? Is oatmeal a soup?
I think it depends on the water content, technically, because a porridge doesn't have as much water. But if you thin it out with something like milk, then perhaps you can count it as a breakfast time soup.
So milk means that cereal is a soup. are back from Death in Heaven.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
So did I get my Cassie's favorite moment prediction for this episode correctly?
God
I take it.
damn it! Of course you did. You know I'm weak when it comes to any impression of Marilyn Monroe singing "Happy Birthday" to the president. You whore.
So yes, this was the finale of Series 8. This was also the, as you could probably tell by the ending, the first time they had technically written Clara out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Clara, they kept not knowing if they were going to bring her back, and so they wrote her out of the show 3 times. This is the first.
Astounding. I was like, oh man, this really sucks. I don't think this is the end for her though, because my understanding is that she's a companion for a very long time.
Yeah, she's a companion for next season as well. But even that was up in the air. They were unclear on how much Jenna wanted to keep doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
Moffat believed very strongly that she would want to stay for at least the Christmas special, if not another season, because Moffat was like, I don't think... His exact quote was something along the lines of, I don't think that Clara or Jenna are done with the show, and and he believed very strongly that people shouldn't leave until they're ready to leave.
Yeah.
And I also think Steven liked working with the same people. Like, he also tried to keep Matt Smith around longer than the 3 years. That did not work, but it worked a little bit more for Clara. He kept her around for a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Dark Water and Death in Heaven. I think a very interesting theme for Doctor Who to deal with such a death-centric story.
Well, because when I'm choosing my words as I'm speaking. You know, like you do when you're talking. Something you have to get pretty good at when you have a podcast. It's something that I didn't think that Doctor Who would ever touch on, but I am very happy that they did.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not saying this as like death being all about the paranormal, but death is a very complex concept because there is fact to the matter of when you die, science is happening to your body. It gets taken over by biology and lack thereof. But there is very something specific to like the entire, everything about your body has to do with energy. Where does that energy go? Death is as scientific as it is spiritual, is what I'm trying to get at. So it is interesting to have a show approach a topic that is so heavily embedded in both science and spiritualism.
Yeah, and sorry, yeah, for those of you who are puberty. Yeah. I also think it's very interesting that, you know, because it's meant to be a family show for like all ages, really. They can't really deal with like the gruesomeness of death.
No.
But they still found a way to like still make it compelling, which is the Cybermen are weaponizing the dead against humanity.
Yeah, because the dead do outnumber the living. And that is something that will keep me up at night now. I know it would have been impossible, but Cybermen dinosaurs would have been very fun.
Cybersaurs?
Yeah, cyber fossils. They did bugs. They can do dinos.
Yeah, I think they found an interesting angle here. I mean, there's definitely some ways that they could have been, maybe even made it more, I don't know if gruesome is the right word, but definitely like people dealing with their loved ones' dead selves coming after them. But also that sort of goes against the ending of the show.
Yeah.
The end of the story is very much like love is not an emotion, love is a promise. And that's why it can surpass Cyberman control. And one thing that I really like about that idea specifically is that it impacts more than just Danny.
Yeah.
As controversial as it was that the Brigadier is a Cyberman, I could tell that you weren't a big fan of it.
No.
Some people
You
were.
could feel me rolling my eyes.
Here's the thing. You rolled your eyes at it. Some people were actively very angry about that. because this is the Doctor's.
Those people care too much.
Well, this is one of like the Doctor's longtime companions, and the end to his story is that he becomes a Cyberman.
Yeah.
So some people found that very.
Who saves his daughter who was flung out of a plane?
Yeah.
Because I went, wow, they really just offed Kate like that by chucking her out of a crashing plane.
Bye.
That is a insane thing to do.
Especially because afterwards, after Missy launches her out of a plane, she's like, oh, don't be sad. I'm going to miss her too.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I do really, every iteration of the Master we've seen so far, I'm into it.
It's not quite the my head turns into a lightning skull, but
yeah, it's not as tweaker coded, but
yeah, she definitely plays more of like a almost like an anime villain.
She's playing a Mrs. Lovitz.
Yeah, it's a very deranged and like an obsessive way.
Wait, what's your rush? What's your hurry? Yeah, that's her.
I did like you calling out Mary Poppins, and then we see she like drops into the graveyard with her umbrella like out,
and her little feet's all sticking out in the right way. Yeah, get absolutely wrecked.
Missy Poppins.
Shall we start from the beginning?
Yeah, probably should start with the very top of Darkwater. I think is a good idea, especially when it got episodes this long. It's just good to go through the story in order.
This is the most 2014 opening I've ever seen in my whole life.
With her like sticky notes all over the room about her different adventures.
Yeah. Shush! Don't talk. It's very important. Don't say anything. I love you.
I love you too. No, don't say it like that. Don't say it like it's just an automatic response. I want you to know you're the last person who's ever going to hear me say I love you.
This part of the episode was written by Nicholas Sparks or John Green.
They're like, you're the last person who's ever going to hear me say that. Hello? Who is this on the phone? I'm sorry, the car came out of nowhere.
Yeah, because there was also the fact that there was no sound on impact. So presumably he just got bonked by the car and then died.
He went, whoa.
Yeah, he slipped on a banana peel.
And then cracked his head on the pavement.
Yeah.
Which informs, because Clara spends the first chunk of this episode.
He's made out of glass.
I have glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs. Every evening I break my arms. At night I lay screaming until my heart attacks put me to sleep.
That might be one of the best episodes of SpongeBob.
And now it's a pretty good episode of Doctor Who too. Daddy Pink Pink slips and cracks his head and dies.
I mean, that's what we don't really know how he dies.
Yeah, we know it's a car accident, but it does send Clara into a bit of a tailspin.
Oh, I can't imagine how.
Yeah, she looks as deranged as Missy gets sometimes in this opening chunk of it. Like when her grandmother comes in and she's like, "Oh, you're not doing well. You should let it out.
Just
you should cry.
Just please cry.
Yeah.
Won't you cry?"
Like it was so sad, and she's like, "It's not sad. It was boring." Which is one, demented, and two, really informative of Clara's character.
Hi. That if something like that happened to anybody I loved, oh my God, do you know how angry I'd be if somebody I love and care about dies at an early, like young, because of something like, oh yeah, they just got hit by a bus.
They just walked into traffic.
On accident. That sucks. Get a better death.
Well, especially for someone like Clara, who has seen so many things.
And he was a soldier, and the thing that took him out was a car that didn't know how to stop?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, like it really tells you that Clara has this sort of high-minded concept of herself and her life, that even when death hits, it should be special and important. Like, she's mad that Danny went out in such an ordinary way, and her response is to kidnap the Doctor to a volcano and lock him out of his house.
And then her saying, I can't even say sorry because I'd do it again.
Yeah, I'd do it again too.
It's because Clara is holding the Doctor hostage.
Yeah, she's got the Doctor hostage. She's got all the keys to get into the TARDIS in her hand. And she's going, I will throw one of these in the fire every time you tell me no until you will help
Was
me.
that a no? Blink.
until you tell me to save Danny. And the doctor tries to turn it on her and says, all right, go ahead and throw it away then, because you know I can't do this. The reason you had to set up this whole scheme immediately is because you know I can't do it, because we will go back to the Wedding of River Song time paradox era. So we can't do that. So what are you going to do? You can't throw the keys away. And so it's like, he just dares her, like, go ahead, throw it in then. Go throw it in. And she's like, you're trying to take control right now. I'm not going to let you. And she throws the 4 keys she has in her hand and leaves just the one. And I really like this. Like, they really feed into the idea of Clara and the doctor are both very like controlling type A people, who don't like when even when it's the other one of them starts trying to be controlling. I find it very both interesting and well done how they managed to have these two big personalities fit so well together.
Yeah. Well, they're both air signs. So.
Yeah, they both have birthdays in November, I guess. So this episode released in November.
Oh.
And as you notated, the Missy says, happy birthday. It's the doctor's birthday. And we also, Clara's birthday is November 23rd.
She's a Libra then?
I have no idea if that's right or not.
Okay, I was like, I pulled that out of the ether, and I should be a better witch. I should know this.
The doctor would be, I think in this case, the doctor would be a Scorpio, and Clara would be a Sagittarius.
Well, then they're not both air signs, are they?
Yeah, so the doctor's a water sign, and Clara's a fire sign.
Welp. Well, don't I have egg on my face?
To be fair, I didn't know. You could have totally just been like, yep, that's what they are, and be like, I believe you. I had to Google that to know the difference.
Fire and water. Opposites attract. Well, because it's the way that the doctor is like, oh, you thought my little sleepy time patch was going to work on me? As if you're in a dream state.
Yeah, no, it induces
Look at your hand. It induces a dream state, you dumb bunny.
None of this is real. We're not on your leaky mountain. I love that he calls a volcano a leaky mountain.
I mean, that's basically what it is.
I know.
It's an earth pimple. Like, that's all volcanoes are.
An earth pimple. God, can you imagine a pimple patch to put on that thing? It's just like a big tarp.
Just a blinky. Big sky blinky.
And then, Clara feels clearly like mortified about what she did. Even though she would do it again, there's still a part of her that's like, God, I really would.
Yeah,
I would doom the doctor and I over this.
It feels the same way as like, you ever get so sick in the head that you're like, when you're driving down the highway, you go, I could just not turn my car. I could just ram straight into the center divider. And you know what? That'd feel real good for like a minute. And then you don't. Or then you have somebody who's going to turn into your lane, so you have to swerve out of the way, and you go, oh my God, I almost died. I almost died. Oh no.
Oh no.
I need to go home right now. Or maybe check myself into a hospital.
And then Clara asks, so what do we do now? What are we going to do? And the doctor goes, go to hell.
She's like, yeah, you're right. Goodbye.
And the doctor's like, where are you going? What are you doing? And she's like, you told me to go to hell. And he's like, great, that's what we're doing. We're going to hell or wherever Danny is. And she's like, so why are you helping me? This was one of my like contenders for a Cassie's favorite moment. One of like my short list.
You think I care so little that betraying me would make a difference?
Yeah. Do you really think I care for you so little that betraying me would make a difference?
Okay, Mr. Correct. Well, then why did you say it?
I'm sorry. I wanted to.
Oh, you want to say because you wrote it down? Well, I wrote it down better.
Well, it's also that's one of my favorite lines in all of Doctor Who. So it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
because it really does speak to the kind of person the Doctor is and the relationship he has with Clara, where it's like
Doctor's super into toxic relationships. Yeah.
Well, it's also
informative.
The Doctor goes through a lot of big ordeals all the time. And so I think for him, like, even betrayal is a little expected in his circle.
I mean, his best bosom buddy is somebody who seemingly can't fucking die. And he also can't bring himself to kill him ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he gave the master a proper burial, he thought.
He thought he gave the master a proper burial, didn't think about the magic ring. The magic ring that apparently held his soul, and then that soul turned into a lightning skeleton, and that lightning skeleton is now the strangest thing of all, a woman.
Ah, a woman. Actually, what am I thinking of? Mulan. A woman.
Yeah, that's a quote that sits with me a lot. Do you really think I care for you so little? Betraying me would make a difference. Where it's like he doesn't not feel betrayed.
Yeah, his feelings are hurt. He is upset.
Yeah,
but that doesn't erase for as callous as the Doctor can be.
Mm-hmm.
If you are somebody he cares about enough,
especially when a lot of the season has been about the Doctor having to make difficult decisions, knowing that about him also informs the way he sees her.
Yeah.
Like she is making difficult decisions right now, even if they're not the right choices, they are big choices informed by her own pain. And then we cut to Danny meeting Seb in the afterlife. The gayest little businessman that you ever done
gayest
did see.
AI businessman.
Gay eye.
I picked Gemini because that's my sign too.
Yeah, his like weird like fanciness where can we get a coffee in here? Get the good coffee, not the instant stuff.
Get the good coffee. It takes 5 minutes, but it's better.
It's worth it. And then he talks about, are you going to be cremated? Because you would sort of hit on that theme of like what happens to your body when you die. Turns out that if in this world, if your consciousness is uploaded to a Gallifreyan storage cloud, you recognize the pain that you're in when something happens to your body.
That's the one gripe I had with this episode is that it really went, oh, when you die, like you're still around. Tee-hee-hee, you don't go anywhere. Now,
this
show is because then the alternative is it's better to be pumped full of formaldehyde or left in the woods for bears and bugs to eat. Like your fucking choice. Whatever happens to your body after you're out of it, none of it's pleasant.
Yeah. Well, I also do think that here's the question: if that's true or not, because they do seem to establish that this afterlife is really just a means to an end to get more people to sign up to be Cybermen. Mm-hmm. That they basically taunt you and torment you until you are a sobbing mess that is willing to delete your emotions. Because that's what they do with Danny. They have Danny come in. They have him meet the child that he killed, that he accidentally killed.
The kid who wanted to stay behind and meet the man who killed him.
Yeah. He was kept around. We never actually see anyone like feeling any pain. We just hear them. And then, of course,
Tony donated his body to science.
Yeah. And then we get, then finally Danny and Clara are on the phone, and Clara, for perfectly reasonable reasons, does not fully believe that to be Danny. And so Danny's left this like crying mess. And that's when Seb shows up like, hey, we can make this better for you. Do you want to just press this little button and delete your emotions?
You don't have to feel a thing. Just press here, here, and here.
Yeah. So there's a part of it's like, we don't really know how much of this is true and how much of this is like manipulation. Exactly. Which I find very interesting that they don't ever make that clear.
I don't really think they need to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know that it would really add to the story, but moreover, I find it like much more compelling to like let that sit there as like this what if thought. The Doctor has Clara basically plug herself into the TARDIS to go try and find where Danny could be.
Mm-hmm. Why is it so big? Why is the like flesh board that Clara has to stick her little fingies into, why is it so large and so noisy?
The flesh piano that he keeps. Yeah, it's
horrific. I hate it.
I do appreciate that it loops back around to that it,
being funny again.
well, no, that this episode is tying in a lot of like previous episode stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that being, that was the way she found Danny back when he was little Rupert. Then now this is how she's finding Danny as a dead man. And they wind up inside the 3W company.
If you had to pick any other words, because 3W stands for 3 words.
Yeah, the words that we find out the words were "don't cremate me."
Yeah, don't cremate me. It's really horrifying. You won't like it. I preferred it to be live, laugh, love. I thought that's really funny.
Hi, I'm Dad.
What's another?
You want fries?
Yeah. I love you.
Isn't that right, lover boy?
It's way more than 3 words.
We're coming right back to the same SpongeBob episode, though, the SpongeBob chocolate episode.
Never mind. It's too many. I was going to say baby shoes, never worn.
Baby shoes is hyphenated.
Baby shoes.
All one word, baby shoes.
Shoes, never worn. Baby, never worn.
How about that?
How about that?
Look, no hands.
Cash me outside.
Oops, I fell. I falled over.
Uh-oh. No!
What, no tip?
What no tip is
So no
very
head?
good. So no head. Ooh, that's a contender. That's a good one.
Road work ahead. It just becomes all the Vine 3 words.
Every one of them that I can think of is 4.
A knife! No!
No! I was going to say, look at all those chickens. It's too many, though.
Look here, all those chickens.
Okay. It's H-O and then K. 3 words. Okay. Yeah.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Who's my doctor?
Yeah, the 3 words are who is my doctor?
Who's my doctor? You gotta
Who's my doctor?
see. We brought it full circle somehow. We always get there in the end.
Yeah.
Who is indeed?
Nether sphere. What a cool design.
Yeah, this like city that's folded in on itself.
Is Inception is also What If Coco, but way less colorful and
Noko.
Oko. So you're like, oh, the promised land. But when they said Nether sphere, I went, oh, somebody took it literal, and I love it. It's boring as hell.
I do like that as they're stepping out of the TARDIS into 3W. Doctor's like, you need to pull yourself together, though. I don't need mopey. I need clever and sassy. Right now, you look like you've been melted.
God, if you ever say that to a woman who's grieving, you're a dead man. We got 3 words. Rest in peace. God. Anyways.
we got there, folks. We got there. It's another one.
Just let me be able to end it, dude. Come on, man.
And then the Doctor and Clara are walking through 3W and they see all these skeletons and chairs.
Yeah, fuck that. Absolutely fuck that entirely.
I imagine you were like, this is kind of cool. But then you went,
the visuals metal as hell. I love this. And then one of them fucking moves its scary ass little head.
I imagine part of you was like, oh, fuck, this is really cool. And then you went, wait, one of these is going to move.
Fun fact, growing up, had a debilitating fear of skeletons, which was not very good when your mom was a nurse and is like, so this is what the human skeleton looks like. And you just go, ah! She's like, no, it's fine. Because my brother, growing up, really liked to watch The Mummy and would exclusively watch it when I was home because he knew it was scary. For context, my brother was 13 years older than me, so that is apropos for a 13-year,
He's like in his late teens while you're a young child.
Yeah, having me go, no, I don't want to watch this, and him going, it's literally fine, Cass.
Meanwhile, he's got you in like one of those Clockwork Orange face like eye openers. So
There
you
was a
have to
day
watch it.
I wanted to watch a movie so bad, and he simply would not let me watch what I wanted to watch, which was Zaboomafoo, culture. He insisted that we watch The Mummy, so I have such a distinct memory of me refusing to be alone then because I was scared, but then having to sit in front of the TV covered in a blanket going, no, because I didn't want to be alone because I was so scared, but I then had to be in the room that was scaring me.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, we're still learning how to be friends, but it's okay.
You're still learning to forgive him.
It was so scary. No, and then after I got a little bit older and was like way into roller coasters, I couldn't ride the Mummy coaster at Universal. I still have to close my eyes sometimes. When they start coming down from the walls and stuff, it is. I have to remind myself these are just Halloween props. These are just props. They're not real.
Movie magic. It's movie magic. I'm riding the movies.
It's a roller coaster. It's just a roller coaster. There's nothing scary about a roller coaster. Same with Indiana Jones in that first part where they're all coming at you. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I had a friend that was like, the way that you can make it okay for yourself is just try to count every single skeleton. So it was just her going in them going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which is a stupid and silly thing to do if you're scared on a roller coaster, is just count how many skeletons are there. It only works with the 2, but you know.
Then we have some nice play with some morbid play on words, like when Missy first shows up at the hit, she goes, "How may I assist you in your death?"
Yeah, I am coming up with a D&D character that is based off of that line and that line alone.
It also feels very appropriate to the master.
Also, them going, "Condolences. Sorry, mausoleum." That's just how we greet each other. Condolences.
I can already picture you taking that into the real world.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fucked up. That's just how I say hi.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm really sick in the head.
Just a little quirky white girl.
I'm just like obsessed with death, you know. Condolences. R.I.P. Feel better. XOXO. That is something that you and I say though every single day. Mm-hmm. So R.I.P. Either feel better or get well soon. XOXO. Wasn't that a tweet that somebody sent out?
That was Lindsay Lohan, I believe, posting some like Snapchat response to John McCain dying.
R.I.P. Feel better. XOXO.
And it's just become now part of our.
Oh god, that's so funny.
Anytime someone is like feeling sick or ill or just not having a good day,
I have to get gas today. R.I.P.
Feel better. XOXO.
Get well soon. XOXO. You and I misremembered it as get well soon, which I think is way funnier. But
I mean, saying feel better in response to someone dying is still pretty good.
XOXO. Yeah.
And Missy's already starting to act a little like goofy. She's starting to like let herself roll around all smooth, like she's behaving like a little drunk, and like is kind of the way I feel like it. She's like really reveling in the moment. She's like
either drunk or like she remembered to take her meds that day.
She's doing Tarzan hands with the skeletons in the jar and telling them to push the button so they drain.
Hate that.
And then
did not enjoy that.
Yeah, Dr. Chang comes out and the doctor's like, "There's a problem with your welcome droid," and Chang's like, "That's not my welcome droid. That's my boss." It gets to her being like, "Oh yeah, I told a teensy little fibette," and I really like the term "a teensy little fibette."
Well, because it's like a lie, but if it was a girl lie.
It's a girl lie.
It's just a little girl lie. It's not as serious.
Girl fibber.
That's not as serious as like those gross man lies. It's just a little like.
It's a cute little lie. This lie wears a bow.
Missy was predicting just a girl culture. Just a girl. I mean, it was 2014, so
it wasn't that heavy of a prediction. It was already in the making.
It was already evolving.
Yeah, and basically she turns around and starts talking to Chang like he's about to die. And Chang's like, "You're gonna kill me?" And she's like, "No, let's not dwell on this." What was it she said? "This is gonna be our last conversation. I'm gonna be the one who has to live with it." Just like
it's diabolical.
It's one of those where like when you know she's the master and you're like watching it, you're like, "Oh no, this makes sense." She's like, "Say something nice. I'm not gonna kill you until you say something nice."
It's bratty behavior. What?
If someone said that to me, like, I'm not going to kill you until you say something nice, I'm just being mean. I'm going straight into roasting from that point on. Like, if I know that being mean keeps me alive, I will be the rudest motherfucker on the planet.
Can I say something off the record?
What's that?
It's like, oh, is that what it sounds like when I'm
being a little bratty? Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying Missy reminds me a little of you.
Hey,
I'm saying Missy reminds me a lot of you.
Zach, no, you have to keep that in now, you fucker. Oh no, my secrets are out. People know I'm a brat. I don't see
This
it.
is why you can't be trusted with money, Cassie. You will turn into a bratty diva.
Oh my God. I told you what my automatic savings thing is on my in my bank account, right?
Mm-hmm.
Baby billionaire. Baby billionaire.
Yeah, you can't have enough money to go purchase like fainting couches or things, or it will become the entire.
Oh my God, I want one so bad. Could you imagine me with a landline? So that way, then I just have a cord that follows me around the house whenever I'm on the phone with all of my suitors.
If you had infinite money, you would just have the house of Martha May Who.
Well, good night, Betty. Yeah. Literally, I think that's why God decided to make me poor. Because if I had fuck you money, game over.
You would sleep like Clara in nothing but silk sheets on a velvet bedspread.
She sleeps like a dog in a Disney movie.
Do you think she puts a pee under that mattress just to like make sure she still feels it?
Probably.
The little princess way that she sleeps.
Yeah, I want silk sheets. I want so many pillows. It's like, I want so many pillows, but I can't have a girly bed because I sleep with a boy. So I have to have a gross hippie bed that is constantly covered in sweat and sawdust because that's the kind of cat litter we use.
And, when Missy first introduces herself, she's like, "Oh, you haven't been given the greeting yet," and the greeting is just to plant a wet, sloppy kiss on your face.
I love that.
She even offers to give it to Clara, and I was like, "I'm good. I don't need one." And so the doctor runs outside of St. Paul's Cathedral, where he starts like panicking and telling people to like run away and go. And Missy's like, "Oh no, another yelling Scotsman! I didn't even know there was a match on."
Yeah, her just rolling her eyes at the doctor, basically being hysterical, while she herself is dressed up as British icon Mary Poppins.
And then she gets up right behind his shoulder and says, "You know who I am. I'm Missy, short for mistress. Well, I couldn't exactly call myself the master anymore, could I?" Which, you know, they established early on that she's a time lady now, not a time lord, because she's an old fashioned woman. And so in that case, I like that she also was like, I got to change the name to fit the vibe. Mm-hmm. Different vibe.
Just gonna pick a cheeky little name like Missy.
So the funny thing is, we don't
guess.
We have the doctors are numbered 1 through 15 right now. The only exception being the war doctor. The masters do not get numbered because we don't actually know if we meet them in the right order. So they all get like little nicknames instead. So like Derek Jacobi's is the war master. John Sims is Saxon. Because that was his name when he was running for prime minister, and this Missy is Missy. So they all get their own little nicknames instead of numbers in the community, and I think that's very fun that they like leaned into that a little bit with this one. But then we finish on that one and we move on to Death in Heaven.
Well, then we get the I just wrote the note of fucking Cybermen. Fuck you. You're just dudes in suits.
And they got little butts on them.
Yeah, little butts. It's the specificity of like, I know that they just hire extras, but I'm like, you really should just hire ex-military. They at least know how to stand in a straight line.
I mean, you got to keep in mind that maybe they could stand in a straight line if their faces were not covered in. They have no peripheral
vision.
It's the
muscle control. Get those like crazy dancers that can like isolate like parts of their body. Just hire a bunch of those.
Oh my God, what's that guy that like can contort himself in like so many different directions? I can't even remember. I know him. He was in, I think, an episode of The Flash where he plays a villain that can like make himself as small as he wants, and they just have this guy who is actually like a contortionist play him. So as he's like coming out of like briefcases and stuff where a person shouldn't be able to fit, he is like actually coming out in weird ways.
I think I know who you're talking about. The last name is Wetzel. No, first name. Last name is Pretzel. Thank you.
And his auntie Anne.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a cousin, Snyder.
And all their money's in gold. Rolls gold.
Oh, that was a good one. He's got a Polynesian cousin, Maui. Maui monk.
And they all go to Disneyland.
Stella Twist.
To get Mickey pretzels. Anyway.
I know. Here's the thing is I can remember every single other name of pretzels except for my favorite, the freezer microwave pretzels, because those are the ones that Disney uses as well. Cannot remember the name of those
Super
ones.
Pretzel? Is that what?
It might be something as simple as Super Pretzel, not Hebrew National. That's the hot dog.
We come back to death. We come back to Death in Heaven to find that all the people around St. John's Cathedral, or St. Paul's Cathedral, excuse me, are agents of UNIT. We got Osgood walks in, and there's
Wearing a bow tie.
Wearing a bow tie because bow ties are cool.
She's very inspired by Matt Smith.
Because if you remember her from the 50th, she was wearing the scarf.
I do remember.
And Kate Stewart shows up as well. And they have a little conversation outside, including Kate threatening the Cybermen with, "We're the only planet where we get to say this. He's on the payroll." And the doctor's like, "I am? How much?"
And she just goes, "Shush." I love a good shush. A good shush is so just.
They watch as the dome of the cathedral opens up and Cybermen start flying out. And
is this before or after Clara's just encountering the Cyberman who's come out of a box?
Come out of the tank, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you don't want to mess with me. I'm much more advantageous to you.
Yeah,
alive.
you have a tactical advantage right now. What? Why? Oh, because I'm the doctor.
I'm doing this bit again."
And I'm really good at it. Because for a second I was
because I've been through his whole timeline.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way she would know that much. And I went, no, she's literally seen every single iteration of the Doctor.
She took a swan dive through his timeline.
Yeah, she knows. She knows what's up. I do have a mild issue with the Cyberman rain pollination.
Yeah, that they will fly up into the air, blow themselves up, and turn themselves into a cloud.
I don't like that. I think that is a little dumb.
I want to agree. Like, I do think that on paper it's very dumb, but I do think that for the sake of this episode, I think it works.
Well, because I'm also trying to figure out what would be the alternative, and I don't have one.
Yeah, it would have to, because you would wind up being with like a billion cybermats.
Yeah. Zach. Danny the Cybermat. Could you imagine just
Cyberdan?
Yeah, just crawling up on Clara. Oh, get off.
Like a cat. A cat asking for food, just nudging her with his teeth.
Just keeps on bumping into her shoes. Ugh, she kicks it away.
It's like on its feet, and you just see like Danny's little fingies.
Ew! But yes.
But yeah, the Cybermen basically blow themselves up and turn themselves into water, and then rain exclusively over the cemeteries.
When you say they turn themselves into water, then you lose me again.
I mean, what I assume...
Cyber goo rains from the sky.
If you want something a little more...
Because here's the thing. It did remind me a little bit of like how movies like to portray like nanobot technology.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm like, that is what we're doing, but not what we're saying that we're doing.
In my head, as I watch the story, what I picture is when the Cyberman explodes, it releases a bunch of like nanobots.
Cybersperm?
It releases a bunch of nanobots that get into the particles of water that are already in the atmosphere.
Fair.
And those nanobots then form a cloud over the specific areas they want. That's
Fair
what
enough.
I picture happening.
Only over land masses, not over water. Which again, upsetting. But.
Can you imagine just like an army of Cybermen emerging from the wreckage of the Titanic?
No, because those bodies are long since gone.
So was all the bodies in there too. They were just skeletons.
Yeah, but even they're like submerged underwater. Now it'd be like some of the more recent, like modern pirate bodies.
Leonardo DiCaprio just hunts down Kate Winslet. Like, you said you would never let go.
What
you
the
promised.
Fuck? I do. If we're playing in that space, Cybermen pirates. Yar.
Why is the rum always gone?
I've got a jar of dirt. Yo ho. Excuse me.
It's ham night.
Excuse me, sir. You cannot throw that reference at me just out of the blue like that.
I wonder how many of our listeners have even seen Pirates Band of Misfits.
What is the best part about being a pirate?
It's ham night. For when it's Cybermen, that they mean they eat ham radios.
Yes. If you haven't seen Pirates Band of Misfits, watch it.
It's one of our favorites.
And David Tennant's in it.
And David Tennant's in it, so it lines up with the show. Meanwhile, the water that doesn't stay in the cemetery decides it's going to walk its way through the sewer system to the funeral homes.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Not just get into the funeral homes, like flood the floor.
Yeah, flood the floor and then also defy gravity and go up into the
I will say that's part of why I picture there has to be like technology in the water, like the nanobots are like leading.
That's fair.
Because that's like using the water to like trickle up things.
Yeah.
That's what I have to picture it that way because otherwise I can't even like make sense of what's happening. But it is just where he's just like he just stands up and he's in the water. I'm like, how did you not notice?
He's enraptured by the news.
But it was like several inches of water building up around you so that the entire sole of your shoes gets wet.
He's watching the news.
The man's poor socks.
He was on a stool. He then put his feet down and then went, oh, what?
Oh no, what's going on? Meanwhile, you can already see on the
table
on the slab that there's just a glowing blue light on this thing's chest.
Iron Man. And then 3 of the refrigerators.
Yeah, start banging. Like Paul McGann's in there again.
That's one of my biggest fears is that if I ever work in a hospital, which I won't, but
that Paul McGann will be there.
No, I would really. Well, no.
You'd hand him a hospital gun. Can you wear this and yell, "Who am I?"
Just for me, no one else.
Here, we'll find a room that's weirdly decrepit for no reason for you to yell this out in.
Whoa. We'll find a ramshackled room in the middle of a hospital, a very busy hospital.
You know how those hospitals have rooms that are just fucking destroyed?
Have themed rooms, for horror events.
Hospitals famously uncaring about cleanliness.
Yeah.
So we watch as the Cyberman stands up off the slab and looks in the mirror and touches his face. And then grabs a piece of paper that for some reason in giant Sharpie just has known as Danny Pink written on it. You know how you just write in Sharpie on people's death certificates?
Yeah.
Which there's a modicum of like, okay, I acknowledge that he is known as Danny Pink. His name is Rupert.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why you needed to write that so big in the corner.
For theatrical purposes.
And he snatches it and he tucks it in his Cyberman pocket.
Yeah. And then he flies away.
Yeah, and then goes over to 3W, where we find Clara still trying to convince the Cyberman that she is the doctor, giving as many details as she can. They're like, "This is just information; it proves nothing." And then little Cyber Danny walks up and is like, "You are not the doctor, you are Clara," and just starts spouting off like the Wikipedia entry.
Your mother and father are these people.
They were born this day. And she's like, "Yeah, I made that up. I made up a lot of stories. I'm a very good liar."
And he just goes, "I know." And drops his head.
You bitch.
Oh. There's something so simple and sad and also really funny about a Cyberman just going, huh.
Because it looks like a toy, like a sad action figure that someone just left. It makes you think of Toy Story.
A little bit.
Cyber Danny shocks Clara in the head and then shoots the 3 Cybermen.
Love that.
That was not an order given. He's like, correct. You're not part of the Siberia. Correct. Bam, bam, bam.
Amazing.
There's something very funny about specifically using the Cybermen's way of talking like that. It's the same way as just like when the Daleks and the Cybermen were fighting, that is obvious.
Yeah.
There's just something very like catty about
weaponized speech.
Yes. Like the specific, it's very specific language that somehow comes around to being very funny. So the Doctor wakes up under a plane, handcuffed, and the Doctor's like, hey, why'd you do this? You think your father would have done this? And Kate's like, you and I both know he absolutely would have done this. I'm like, the Brigadier would have done this just because it's funny. Like, he wouldn't have even done it for a reason. And then starts taking the Doctor on board. Is like, when you get on board, your word is law, literally, because the Doctor is president of the Earth.
When was that decided? Do we have confirmation when that is?
I assume this is a thing that's happening. That unit basically like made this happen behind the scenes between like the first time we see Kate with Amy and Rory, and now I assume this was like something they've come up with together where they're like, yeah, aliens keep showing up and fucking everything over. We should like have someone to like lead all of us in that direction. And they went, well, the Doctor knows all of these things, so let's pick him.
There's no way that the entire world was like, yep, that's a great idea.
I mean, you buy into it's part of the buy-in of the show, but I do imagine like a lot of countries, specifically any country that was like previously colonized by the UK, went, I don't know that we can take your word for it.
Why not?
How are we going to give the power back after that? And their agreement is like, he's only president while he's on the plane.
Yeah. So that way they don't know our location.
He's only a plane president.
The way that he refers to the like army colonel as a man scout.
Yeah, General Ahmed, I think is what his name is. And he's like, "Oh, I love your outfit. You're like a big old scout. You're like a man scout. I didn't know they had those."
He refers to him as a man scout twice. Do you know that now, having man scout locked and loaded, the next time I need to diss my brother, who is a sergeant in the military?
A sergeant in the Man Scouts?
Sergeant of the Man Scouts is so funny. It's so hurtful.
Meanwhile, Osgood and some guards are watching Missy, and Missy's like, "Hey, come over here. I got a secret just between us girls. This is our little girl secret. I'm gonna kill you in a minute.
I have to whisper it. I don't want the others to hear.
And don't tell the boys. This is our little girl secret."
Insane behavior.
Just further weaponizing just a girl mentality.
Yeah.
She escapes from her handcuffs, grabs Osgood, and Osgood's just like, "Hey, I'm more valuable to you alive than dead." She's like, "Oh, you're right. You made a good point. Very well played. But I think you forgot something. I'm bananas!" And kills her anyway. And then grabs a hold of a couple, like, handholds and just starts going, wee.
That is the most D&D coded behavior.
Some chaos happens on the ship. People start flying off the open door. And Missy's...
This is after we see a Cyberman crawling on the side of the plane.
Yeah, there are Cybermen crawling outside the plane. I immediately hear you go, "There's something on the wing."
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of my dad's favorite bits to do in an airplane. Rude.
Yeah, they start flying out the windows. As we said earlier, Missy throws Kate out of the plane. And so the Doctor starts flying out of the plane, and Missy and Seb are in the AI, which I don't fully understand how Missy's in the AI.
Yeah, that was the one part where I was like, hey, wait a second.
Yeah, this really felt like they were just like, we can't just have him dive straight to the TARDIS. We need something to break up the scene a little bit. But they didn't think through it at all.
No.
I mean, it's also the Master, so the Master can kind of do whatever the fuck they want. The rules of reality do not apply to them. This man was a phlegm snake not too many years ago.
I suppose when you can die and come back to life.
She just killed herself and revives.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. They're like her and Seb are watching the Doctor fly through the air. She's like, "Oh, this is boring. He's just gonna go splat." And then instead he whips out the TARDIS key and starts like nosediving towards the TARDIS. And Seb does maybe the cringiest thing I've ever seen in Doctor Who, which is yell, "Permission to squee!" And Missy's response is to kill him.
That is the appropriate response.
Yeah, that was another thing people were really mad about, was just the permission to squee line. And I'm like, the joke is that it sucks. That's the joke. Like, it's clear that Missy like hates him and kills him for it.
Yep. That was the only thing she needed to have happen to justify killing.
Yeah, so the Doctor lands in the graveyard where Danny and Clara both are.
Also, zombie Cybermen. Newborn Cybermen zombies.
Just wandering around. One of them just like leaning against a gravestone looking all like dejected, like he just got off a double shift at the
Another
hospital.
one fully T-posing, like trying to figure out where his arms go.
You could hear one of them sort of like mumbling, and I think he's just doing a math equation. Like 8 plus 5 plus 7 plus...
I know that they weren't kicking dirt, but they might as well have been just walking around like kicking rocks and stuff.
They're newborns. They're still getting their legs together.
They're still learning.
Well, baby Cybermen, they've got little cheeks.
They're just walking around like baby giraffes. Like they know what they are, but not how their bodies work yet.
You could tell you just see Cybermen with like big puffy cheeks, and that's how you could tell the difference between the babies and the adults.
One of them has drool coming out of its mouth.
Yeah, but Danny and Clara in the graveyard with Danny.
Cyber Dan.
That was another thing that I had on my short list of like potential Cassie favorites, was just the makeup on Danny under the Cyberman
I just
suit.
wrote, damn, he looks like shit.
Yeah, because he's dead.
Yeah.
He's got like screws in his cheeks.
Yeah, he's dead. But also, I feel like they did something to like make it look like his face had been stretched.
Yeah, like the screws there are like contorting
like
the skin around his cheeks.
pulling his skin.
Yeah, so his nose is like stretched almost flat, and then his like cheeks are like tightened and twisted.
Yeah.
But he's also like a little pale. The color in his lips is all gone. They really made it like pretty horrifying just to picture
like,
under the cyber suit.
Especially because he has already dark skin.
Uh-huh.
He was gray.
Yeah. Which contrasted with the silver of the Cyberman suit really stands out, I think.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to feel this way anymore, Clara. Please turn on the emotional inhibitor, please. I'm in a lot of pain right now. And so Clara's like pushing the buttons, and she gets like, there's only 2 switches left. Do you feel any different? And he goes, no. Then the Doctor runs in and he's like, you can't do that. If you do that, he will kill you and walk over your corpse and then kill a bunch of other people. Because I thinking about this episode a lot. This is one of the worst things that could happen to Danny.
Oh yeah.
Not just because like obviously the death is bad and being turned into a Cyberman is bad for anybody, but for someone like Danny who specifically left being a soldier to be turned into a Cyberman where your entire role is to be
you are a soldier,
hive mind soldier for the rest of your days is awful.
Yeah.
Like that's truly awful for him. So I really like that when they come together, the Doctor and Danny refer to each other with like their pejorative nicknames for the other, where Doctor's like PE, and then his response is sir. Like he is still doing the you're a military officer bit. The Doctor's like, well, you're part of the Cybermen now, so you can let me know what's going on. And he's like, I can't until you turn this thing off. And he's like, hey, Clara, watch this. This is the military leader I was telling you about. The only way for you to figure out what you want is for me to become full Cyberman. And the Doctor like starts to like back away, and he's like, and watch all the beautiful speeches disappear in the face of a strategic advantage. And you go,
Then he just goes, but I need to know. But I want to know.
Yeah, I got it. I need to know how to solve this. And the only way I can stop this is if I know what happens. And the only way to do it is to defy the thing I want to happen. All right, Clara, here's a screwdriver. Now, in fairness, Clara asked for the screwdriver.
Yeah.
And so she does it. But as she's doing it, Danny's like, look at that. Got to keep his hands clean. Like, I don't like how much Danny like clocked the doctor's number.
Yeah.
And I will say, to the show's credit, all of this feels very genuine. None of this feels out of character for the doctor.
No.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel out of character for the doctor, nor does it feel out of character for Danny.
Yeah.
It's just not a nice, playful, like, tee look at this, like, wily science man and his kooky little sidekicks, to have somebody who's actively like, oh, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy because I sniffed out what he is and his game so fast, and nobody else seems to recognize that or seem to care.
Yeah. I like that then Missy shows up with her little Mary Poppins feet out.
Yeah.
And she starts to command the Cybermen to do a little safety display like they're on a flight, like they're on a plane. And she's like, I got this for you, Doctor. Happy birthday. Oh, you forgot. Well, at least one of us remembered. Or as I think the much better way she said happy birthday was, would you like to take that, Cassie?
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
And so she like offers the bracelet that controls the Cybermen to him, and he's like, I don't want an army. And he's like, yes, of course you do. I shouldn't have it. Armies are for people who think they're right, and no one thinks they're righter than you are.
It's so fucked up. But
it's also one of those, like, it is interesting to live through a time right now where the U.S. military is being used not because people think they're right, but because they are so extremely guilty and they need to have a distraction from their guilt.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe armies aren't people who think they're right. Maybe armies are people who need to make things happen, whether they are good or not.
Yeah.
And so the doctor takes it and then like thinks back on he thinks on all the things that he could do with this, like the fact that he could stop the Daleks, the fact that he could stop all these travesties throughout the universe. And then, but he also thinks back to all these scenes throughout the season where he questions if he's a good man. The Dalek tells him that he sees into his soul.
You are a good Dalek.
Yeah, all these things, and the doctor then goes, thank you for showing me the truth. I hadn't seen it before. I am not a good man. And I'm not a bad one either. I'm an idiot.
The blue box.
And a screwdriver, which makes him sound like he's a repairman.
Yeah. Just your friendly neighborhood plumber.
Dr. Plumber. Who is my plumber?
Who is my plumber?
And so the doctor says, oh, but look, like you would miss the one thing while you were doing it. All the other Cybermen were doing your little routine, but not this one, not the one hugging Clara, because love is not an emotion. Love is a promise that you will never hurt her. And he tosses the bracelet to Danny, and Danny starts commanding the Cybermen. And again, this feels, they really had to kind of contort it to not feel like the worst thing to happen to Danny, because the fact that Danny's like controlling all these men when Danny openly hates like the brass of the military.
Yeah.
Like he liked being a soldier. He hated his superiors. And so now so he has to be like, this is not the command of an officer. This is the promise of a soldier, which sounds a lot like, yeah, I'm bullshitting this right now because I didn't know how to write a thematic ending for him. But this is close enough, right?
Yeah.
But I do like that summation of this is the promise of a soldier that you will sleep safely tonight. Partly because I do think that is the idea that people get into the military for, is to protect people they don't see, because they like just letting people sleep at night. And it's a promise that no one else can make. It's a promise that no one can make for them in return.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very poetic way of getting to it. And so Danny sends all the Cybermen up to blow up the clouds.
It was giving Iron Giant. I am not a gun.
Danny looks up. Superman.
Yeah.
Super Dan.
Good clock. Way to go, buddy.
They fly up in there, blow up all the clouds, and they have a really like sad moment there in the graveyard where Clara wants to kill Missy, and she specifically says, if you have ever let him live, if you have ever let that creature live, everything that happened today is on you. Which is, yeah, the Doctor's done that a few times. Doctor has let the Master live a few times because they are old childhood friends and he can't let that go.
It's just his little buddy. That's his friend.
Instead of Clara doing it, the Doctor takes the ray gun to try and save Clara's soul. instead of the Doctor killing Misty, we see her get vaporized from a gun off screen, and it's another Cyberman that we learn through the events of the episode is implied very heavily to be the Brigadier. There's a part of me that's like, obviously I agree with people who think that turning him into a Cyberman might feel disrespectful.
But in the plot of what is happening in the world at that moment, it's not unreasonable.
Yeah, and there's a part of it's also, one thing that I like about it is that in that episode they talk about, like Danny even says, that when the Doctor hands the screwdriver to Clara, that the upper ranks of the military want to keep their hands clean.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it's the Brigadier that steps in to stop this, to stop the Doctor from dirtying his hands, to stop Clara from dirtying her hands. Like it's one of those where it's like, it actually defies what Danny thought about the ranks, that or alternatively, you could think about it as the Brigadier is above that. Like the Brigadier is an exception to the rule of upper rank military.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think that's a really touching way of ending his story, is that really emphasizing that man is different, even like in all forms of his life.
I understand the people that are upset, especially if you are somebody who grew up watching the classic series, to then see a beloved character turn into one of the things you've learned to despise. I can understand where people were.
I see. Here's the way I think about some of these things is, I understand that sometimes there has to be a decision made between making good Doctor Who and making good television.
Yeah.
And I think that was a decision where they made good television. That is not, and what I mean by that is that's not necessarily something meant to serve fans of the show. That is meant to serve the show as an art form.
Well, because I think we'd brought it up not last week, but maybe the week before, where it was, there is a behavior of fans of shows and media where there is like gross possession of things, and
Cough, cough, Star Wars.
Yeah, where it gets to a point then where it's like, it's a story. None of this is real.
Yeah. It's not something that you own. No one person owns this.
No. And you as a fan are entitled to your thoughts and feelings, but you are not entitled to the outcomes. And we've seen shows now that specifically go, oh, you want fan service? Here's your fucking fan service. You happy now?
Yeah. I agree. And then at the end of the episode, we see Clara sleeping in her big princess bed with her silk sheets and her velvet headboard. And she's called down by a ghostly wall that has appeared in her apartment.
A ghostly dimensional rift.
Yeah. Where we hear Danny's voice saying, I figured out how to make one trip happen. There's enough energy of the bracelet to make one trip. And Clara's like, well, come on then. Like, come over and let's be together again. And instead it's the boy that Danny killed while he was a soldier. Which I heard you go, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that...
Because there's a part of me that's like, I don't... Like, it's not the happy ending of, oh, yay, Clara gets to be with Danny. It's the, oh, Danny's putting the kids first. And he's putting the kids first because he shot and killed this one kid.
Yeah.
And has been feeling guilt about that forever.
Yeah.
And so from that point moving forward, he prioritized the children first. So why wouldn't he in this moment, when he has the opportunity to not put the kids first, but to put the kid first? Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why it would be an insane choice of him to not do that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's very suiting with Danny's character, especially when knowing that he killed a child has retroactively informed a lot of decisions that he made in this season.
Yeah.
Like even down to the fact that he became a teacher.
Yeah.
Feels like that was like, this is him trying to right his wrongs. And now, as having one decision in the afterlife, of course, that's the decision he's going to make. Like that feels honestly like the only choice Danny would have ever made. knowing his character. And Clara and the Doctor meet up for a coffee at a cafe. And
they meet up at a cafe. Neither of them are drinking a single thing.
Having anything. The Doctor sees the wristband and so assumes that means that Danny made it through. And he's like, "Oh, so you're gonna have your happy time with Danny," and which is good because I found Gallifrey. I should go hang out over there and try to make that planet better.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home now. Bye.
Meanwhile, that's what he's saying. What we're seeing is the Doctor going to those coordinates that the Master gave him, that Missy gave him, and finding that it's just empty space. She fucking lied to him. And there is no Gallifrey there, or however she got back, she has not told him. And so he turns around and just starts wailing on the TARDIS console.
She didn't ask for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we had an episode where she was personified as the Doctor's wife. So this sort of seems like the Doctor is beating his wife.
I mean,
whoops.
It's not the implication.
Yeah, just oops. That's a problem.
Doodle.
And then they basically have an agreement that Clara will live her life and the Doctor will live his, and this was sort of supposed to be their last meeting.
They both lied to each other.
Yeah, they both lied to each other. Which, can you imagine if that was actually how their story ended?
They tell lies to make the other feel better. Is that what you want?
Definitely suits the season. The season had a lot of telling lies for a greater good. But it's a real gift of the Magi kind of lie in the situation, where they are both lying to let the other person feel better about the decision they assume they have made.
Even though now is absolutely the time when they would need each other the most. Yeah.
And so the TARDIS fades away and Clara's sort of just left there in the middle of the road. And then the credits roll for about 30 seconds.
No confirmation where the kid is, but all right.
Yeah, I'm sure that... I mean, in fairness, I don't necessarily know that we needed to see the whole process of getting him to an embassy, finding someone that could speak his language, getting him back to, I assume, Iraq, etc. and so forth. We don't need to see all that. We know what it means. And Clara is a responsible enough adult that she would do that.
Still.
We get the credits rolling for about 30 seconds until suddenly we see the Doctor sitting in a chair and his TARDIS looking very sad when he's awoken by a loud banging on the door of the TARDIS. You start hearing things like, "I knew I'd get to you eventually," and then it hard cuts to Nick Frost dressed as Santa Claus.
Now remind me who Nick Frost is, because I recognize him, but I don't.
He's in the Cornetto trilogy movie, so Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End.
Copy. Yes.
He's Simon Pegg's best friend and all those things.
Thank you.
And so, I also don't think it's unreasonable to assume they hired him as Santa because his last name is Frost. He's also going to be Hagrid in the new Harry Potter series that we're not going to watch because of J.K. Rowling. We just see Santa Claus, of all people, walk on to the TARDIS and ask, "Now, what do you want for Christmas?"
Hard cut.
Yeah.
Black.
It hard cuts to Santa Claus credited to Nick Frost in the same way that you would see a credit to the new Doctor after a Doctor's regenerated.
Yeah.
But isn't that strange?
It's fun.
That Santa Claus is here. Especially because I think in a previous episode it's implied very heavily the Doctor is Santa Claus.
Yes.
So you gotta wonder, who the hell is this guy?
Well, we've learned now, Doctor Who, ghosts are not real. The afterlife is fake, but Santa exists.
So, that was Dark Water and Death in Heaven. A very good ending, I think, to this season. I think they really tied everything together.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, I think this season, partly because a lot of people really love Matt Smith. A lot of people were apprehensive about this first season with Capaldi. And I think people were unfair to it at the time. I remember a lot of people feeling very negative on a lot of these episodes. And I think that's partly because of Matt Smith leaving, but I also think part of it is just, I think a lot of people were feeling very cynical about a lot of stuff at this time.
Tonally very different.
Yes.
When Matt Smith started, the first reaction I got, or the first reaction I had, was Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
This is a whimsy boy come to life.
Yeah, people refer to him often as the fairy tale doctor.
Yeah. And Capaldi is not.
Nope. In fact, he gets very angry at Robin Hood being real.
So I can see if you really fell in love with Doctor Who because you really fell in love with Matt Smith, taking a hard right turn into Capaldi's Doctor, especially if you skipped Eccleston and you went from Tennant to Smith. Yeah, going then to Capaldi, I could definitely see why people were not happy.
Yeah, this actually he does feel much closer in persona to Eccleston's Doctor than either of the previous two incarnations.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, but I think that's overall a pretty solid season.
I could agree.
Yeah, but we got some stuff coming up here for the future. We got a new Christmas special with Santa Claus.
Hooray!
That's what
Christmas in March.
I have bad news, Cassie. We're losing Whamageddon early. Because
damn it!
Because the Christmas special we're gonna watch next is called Last Christmas.
They don't play it though.
I don't remember if they do or not. I haven't rewatched it yet.
Well, I guess you'll find out soon then, won't you?
Guess we will find out on the next episode of Who Is My Doctor?
Who is my doctor?
Who is indeed?
I'm gonna think about death a lot for the next few days, just so you know.
Who's Santa? Who's Santa?
That is really funny. We have a whole 2 episodes about death, dying, the afterlife, and next it's Christmas.
Hey there, everybody. Hoo-wee. That was a long episode. Been a while since we've had a 2-parter. I forgot how to prepare and pace myself for them. In good news, though, someone recently gave me an idea for a future episode we can do, a mailbag. So that means if you've got a question for us, or if there were things you wanted us to discuss more than we did in the original episode, like plot points, fan theories, behind the scenes stuff, please send them to us on our social medias. You can find us on Twitter, Blue Sky Threads, and Instagram at WimDpod. That's WIMDPOD. Anyway, special thanks as always to our Big Daddy Dalek patrons, Andrew Blewett, David Gansel, Travis Aiken, and Daniel Lindgren. Next week, we give a visit to Santa for a change. So we'll see you next Tuesday, because your Tuesdays are now Who's Days.